All right, guys, so as we get started, just a heads up, I talk really fast, so you have to listen a little faster, okay? So the presentation today is how do you launch a social media or a clinic with social media in 3 easy steps, or blow up an existing one? Because let's be honest, some of you built beautiful OBLs, and you've got tumbleweeds coming through. I'm from Arizona, we actually have those as a real. But maybe you have an OBL that's open, but you want to add a new procedure. You want to add embolizations, PAE, things like that, but you're not sure how to start that. So that's where we come in. What we do is not just social media, it's the whole process of adding this layer of business on top. So show of hands, how many of you guys are doing primarily PAD right now? How many of you guys are doing embolizations? How many of you are doing over 25 embolizations consistently? How many of you want to? Now here's the thing, we've been talking about marketing. How many of you, the thought of that is like, how many dinners would I have to do? How many boots on the ground? How many doors would I have to knock on? With social media, you can knock on 3,000 doors tomorrow because every one of your patients is staring at their phone right now. And so guys, my name is Justin Lesh. I consult for some of the largest medical groups in the industry. I've worked with over 1,000 clinics in the last year. I didn't make that up, it's a real number. I've spent over $5 million in ad spend. I'm responsible for over 9 million procedures in the last year, and I've done more embolizations direct to patient than probably anyone out there. I don't have the stats to compare that, but I'm pretty sure. I don't say that to impress you, but to impress upon you. What I'm about to say is not my ideas. This isn't my theories. These are things that are working in real clinics right now. So the first process of this is your ads can't suck. Because how many of you have done social media ads and it didn't work? Let's just be honest. No one wants to admit it, but a lot of you guys have a list with names that never happened to anything. The problem is most people's ads suck. They're just not good. Now let's clarify what are ads, because I hear this a lot. Ads are not your TikTok dance, okay? This is not the post. This isn't even really your education thing you did in your clinic. An ad is direct to patient asking for something. So what I don't care about when I come work with you, I don't care about views, I don't care about impressions, I don't care about likes, I don't care about visitors, I don't care about follows, I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't even care about your amazing TikTok video. What I care about in order of importance is percentage of leads that book a consult, percentage of leads that show to your consult, because it's cool if they're on your calendar, but if they don't come, it don't matter. Percentage of leads with the right pathology, because you need qualified people in your facility. Percentage of clinic capacity, because we can give you too many leads, there's such a thing. And then the percentage of leads that go to procedure, because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters. Now, I know a lot of you guys are in medicine and you're not here to make a ton of money, but at the end of the day, you have to have an ROI in marketing. It has to create money for your clinic. And so things I hear when I talk to providers, my patients aren't on social media, they're too old. Patients will only do procedures through referrals. I have to go boots on the ground to get a sales team. Ads are too expensive. Our procedure's too new to market on social media. We've tried those ads before, it didn't work. I spent thousands, I got nothing. These leads are no good. Sound familiar, right? And the problem is most of your ads look like this. It's a stock photo. It's an old man holding his knee for GAE. It's an old man staring at a toilet for PAE. And it's just not engaging. People don't care. And so they might click on it just to be interested, but they're not gonna actually show. And so to compete in social media, you have to get people's eyeballs and then actually provide some value. When they're scrolling, they want to see someone that looks like them and gets their attention. So here's an example. This is Jerry. See if I hit play here. How do I do this?
Okay, so I'm Jerry. First community from Buffalo. How's that feeling after the post?
It's awesome. I mean, I can walk on it, I can bend it, I can do all things. It is really good.
We're going to do some jump rope later on.
Double Dutch.
And why are you here today?
For my second knee, both of them are bone on bone, and so this one feels so good, I need the other one to feel just as good.
And so tell me what your needs before you started.
Oh, I was on crutches, now I went to a walker, and then a cane, and now I don't have either.
The procedure here for round 2.
Yes.
Tell me about the day of you came in, you got to take
I
care of
came
it. How was it happen?
Oh my goodness, I came in, and people are pleasant here, just remember that they are awesome. And the nurses, are amazing, the staff here is just marvelous. But I came in, you go up in the twilight, got through the surgery, you could hear everything going on, and then afterwards, I got up, and I could walk, and I could stand on that day, and it didn't hurt me.
So you walked after the procedure?
Yes,
Okay.
I walked out, yes. And I'm walking out today too.
Do you see the power in that? She's speaking to your ideal client, and what is she saying? I had all these problems. I came in, they helped. You're not making any claims, you're just saying this is her experience. But she's getting rid of fear. She's getting the person to feel confident. The staff, they know what it looks like. Heck, she even dropped a little hint for a bilateral. Who wouldn't want more of those, right? Like, this is powerful versus an image of someone holding their knee. Now, what about UFE? Same thing. You're trying to target females who are on their phone, they're on TikTok, Do your ads speak to them? Does it catch their attention?
Ladies, you don't have to suffer in silence.
Are you experiencing heavy bleeding, pelvic pressure and pain, or periods that last longer than a week? You might be a candidate for UFE, uterine fibroid embolization. It's minimally invasive, no stitches, no incisions.
If you want relief that lasts, click the link below to see if you're a candidate for UFE.
Caught their eyeballs. That's all social media marketing is, catching their eyeballs, a slight bit of education, and then getting them to put their information in. And so quality ads will have these things. They will attract eyeballs. They will speak to the ideal patient's current state. It'll have high qualifiers. So some examples would be like, have you tried everything for knee pain? We want to make sure that we're calling the right patients out with these ads. They're always going to be changing. Guys, social media changes weekly, and so your ads are going to always have to evolve. You can't just get one and leave it alone. It's got to follow the trends. If TikTok's going, then we need to be following what's going on to get people and to get the most ROI. Have a clear call to action. Do they know what to do? Connor said it great. Like, it has to say, this is what's next. Speak to a knee pain specialist. It's got to give some info, but at a second grade level. And I think this is the struggle for a lot of you guys, is you love to teach, you love to educate, you have so much knowledge, but it's too much for the patient. It's minimally invasive. Gonna help my knee. It's about all you need sometimes. And it needs to look like real people, not stock photos. When someone's scrolling, they need to go, is that my friend? Or that looks like someone like me. They need to relate to it. And you need to have at least 20 plus variations testing at any one time. You can't just make one or two ads and go. You will waste way too much money. And then you can create more traffic to websites as well as lead. Connor spoke to it, but this creates an atmosphere. Even if they don't click the lead, you get local awareness. They're going to your sites, they're seeing other things. And that's where it's so powerful, because you're on the social media channels that they're at. Now, why this matters? Because we're going direct to patient, we can scale up dramatically fast. We can also scale down. You have a provider quit, a mid-level's out, you don't have availability, turn it off for a week. You can adjust the clinic capacity daily with the different ad spend. You can make targeting adjustments. You have tons of data. You can create brand awareness and lead generation at the same time. Direct to patient, you're not relying on referrals. Let me say that again, you are not relying on referrals. If I'm gonna be honest, guys, we have clinics we've launched with embolization programs that have not had websites yet. Like, by all means, Connor's the best. I've been so impressed with them, but like, you don't need that to do it. It'll be great to have eventually, but we've done it with just this. You can target geography and remove areas. If there's zip codes you don't want to have the ad showing to, there's populations you don't want in there, we can absolutely target that. So this is one of the clinics we helped launch. Some of you guys know this guy, but we helped a clinic in San Antonio with no referral network.
I'm Dr. Sandy Brown. I'm a vascular interventional radiologist based out here in West Texas. When we started to look outside our footprint into expanding into Central Texas, where I didn't have much access to referring docs, hospital systems, prior relationships there, I really had to go rely heavily on direct-to-patient social media marketing. And for that, I have to thank Justin and his team at FHP for really helping get our clinics filled up within a few short months.
Now here's the thing, guys. Social media leads alone are not the end of the problem, because just having a lead is like just saying, oh, I got embolization beads, what do I do with them now? Like, you have to have a process. And I'll be honest, and it's been spoken about already today, most of the people that you have doing this, you have a crummy process. And so you have to have the proper process for a social media lead. So one of two things is happening. You're getting leads on social media now, and they're going to your website, and maybe you don't have a great site like Connor built, so it's all over the place. They get lost in a bunch of acronyms, and there's a bunch of people in lab coats and stock photos, and nothing happens. Or you have your overworked MA or front desk person taking all these leads, trying to put people in the rooms, and they're just overwhelmed, and it doesn't happen. And see, what we've learned after millions of dollars in ad spend is that if you have a social media lead, you need to do these things. You need to respond with a personal text within 5 minutes. You need to call them within 5 minutes. You need to provide social proof in the process, a testimonial, a picture, someone that they can relate to. Qualify them in text and call to make sure they have the proper pathology. Set them up for actually showing up. Ask them, where are you driving from? Oh, you're coming down the street. Okay, great. You need to leave a little bit early. There'll be traffic. Or who do you need to pick you up? Asking these questions, showing them you care, will show them how it's going to be when they actually come in. Find out what they've done prior. Have you tried shots and injections? Have you done these things? You need to ask these things, if nothing else, to make them feel listened to, so they want to come in and meet your providers. Obviously, insurance, and this is a huge one, the person calling them needs to care about them. If you do not care, you will not have people in your clinic. They won't show. I'm not going to go through this too much, but I want you guys to have some data. You can take a picture of this, but like, this isn't just my idea. There is proof. Positive tone increases appointment attendance. A study found that customers who related their interactions with a representative as highly positive, 40% higher show rates than one that was neutral. Not bad, neutral. So if I go listen to your front desk that's doing appointment verifications, is it positive or is it neutral? Is it just like, hey, the doctor will see you tomorrow at 4? If you want people in your clinic from social media, you have to be training your staff on this consistently. Now, this is the clinic we came in to do some consulting for, and I want to show you some data on this. We didn't touch their ad spend or anything. The ads were already going. But we added what's called a PCL, or patient care liaison, to really overdo the lead qualifications of calling. We went from a 7% booking rate and a 30% show rate in the clinic and 8 procedures just by getting a PCL on someone who cared, who called within 5 minutes, who texted, who listened to them. We got the 15% show rate or booking rate. The show rate went up dramatically. The conversion rate went up because the patients were coming in ready to get going. And the amount of procedures, look at the difference in revenue. That's 3, my eyes are just bad. Would it be worth hiring a quality person to create that additional revenue in your clinic and to have a better patient experience? So this is one of our mid-levels, but I want you to hear what it talks about when you have a patient come in that's been screened the proper way and booked.
Well, my name is Dr. Chance. I've been working with Freedom Health Partners for the last 2 years. Over the last year, I've seen well over 1,000 JE consults. As I've seen more JE consults than just about anything out there. Over the period of time, working with Freedom Health Partners definitely helps to improve the fluidity of the outputs. The patients are well screened, they're well fed. And in addition, the communication pathway back and forth between the office and the PCLs that work for Freedom Health Partners helps to ensure a seamless transition and also helps to facilitate patient care.
Think about it this way. Do your providers just want to have 100 people on the schedule that aren't ready, that don't know what they're coming into? Or do they want to see people that are the proper pathology, ready to go, they show up and they know what they're getting into? And the step 3 with social media is probably the most important if you're doing this right, is if you can see the entire picture. Because I can get people to click their name on something, but I want to know who's going to procedure, what actually matters. And so just an example, if you're spending $500,000 a year in ads, which we have clients that are doing that, which one of those ads, which one of those dollars created the procedures? And so when you can watch the whole journey, that's where the fire really happens. When you can watch which ad was clicked, which turned into an appointment, which turned into a procedure, which turned into the procedure completed, which was billed the right way, that got paid, then I can come back and create a feedback loop and say, this is the ad. This is the one that's creating the most procedures out of the 250 ads we're running. Now you're really getting eyeballs, you're really getting fire, and the snowball effect starts to go. This is Dr. Sharma. We did exactly that, and we're still doing this in the clinic. We're calibrating more and more. So every ad that turns into a procedure, we come back and we make more ads like that. We make more procedures from it, and it becomes this vicious cycle.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sharma. I'm the founder and director of Fast Research in Texas. Part of the PhD was, I think, a really good idea for me. One of the main things that has been beneficial for me that I thought was looking at patient contact, follow-up, and making sure that patients have their questions answered, and literally support. The structures I need and the organizational logistical implementations, I need to do that, or something FHP was able to provide for me off the bat. If you're interested in part of the Freedom of Partners I can play right now for a personal testimonial viewpoint, it'll help expand the reach of my organization and the services we provide across the state of Texas.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to skip that. But the great thing with ads is you get to actually see what's great in the procedures. And the cool thing is when this system is dialed in, you can even track things like which ad is leading to bilaterals, which ads are leading from a GAE to a PAE to other procedures. And so you can start really bringing in the right people, because it's just not about numbers of leads that come in, it's about the whole system. The really sexy thing about social media lead generation is the fact that you can turn this on in a week. You could come to me and say, hey, we want to do PAE, and we can have that up and running, even if your website's not ready, even if your media ads aren't going, and you can have all of that there in the system to bring them in. And so you don't have to have the referral network. You don't have to have that. You can literally go to where people are, which is on their phones, and start creating procedures. That's all I got, guys. Oh, come talk to me after if you want. I'll help you out. I'll stay up there, huh?